simple enhancements, right? So next, okay, we could say, well, in terms of AI and generic outputs, that's one problem, one reason why people don't leverage AI enough, okay? So if you're worried about generic outputs, then you can say, make this unique, make this non-generic content output, make these hooks really strong. So again, build into your prompt what you want. If you want quality, build in to your prompt that specific quality. Next, I'm going to teach you about how to get increased views through identity content, right? So today, if a hook is earning you the initial attention, then the identity and what is in your content is what creates the trust. If your ideal buyer can actually see themselves in that piece of content, because remember, people don't share content because it's useful. They share it because it reflects them. They feel understood. They like it. They want to share it with their friends, right? So that ideally is what you're looking for. And you want your ideal buyer to see themselves in your content, right? So when you're referring to a specific problem or someone you can help, you want that your ideal buyer is seeing that content and is resonating. This is the most important thing, right? You want them to resonate and to find it relevant. So an example would be, do you help people who are overwhelmed by AI? Do you help people who don't want to sound like everyone else? Do you help people who believe, and again, beliefs can be another thing that your audience is identifying with, right? Do they believe that every great creator, right? Every great creator but them is able to create good content? That could be a problem that your ideal client is struggling with. So that's what you could do. And you can also take your hook. So you can also, if you are looking to create better content and to increase your views, your hook is going to be one of the most critical parts of your content that your audience is going to see first, right? So that's why you're improving your hook specifically, okay? You want to be improving your hooks all the time. And thank you, Vikrant, for saying yes, right? So if you're looking to improve your hooks, you can go onto your favorite platform like ChatGPT, Claude, any of those platforms, right? You can use the free version as well. You don't have to use the premium version, but you do need to have a good prompt. So I specifically taught you, right? There's the role of what you're asking the model to step into. So for example, act as is asking for a role. Act as a social media expert, right, would be an example of a role prompt. And then you're going to give the specific instruction. So I is for instruction. And then what is the context, right? So who's your audience? And then the output, right? That needs to be built into every single prompt that you give. Okay. So we've talked a little bit about your hooks and how you can refine these. So again, you can either create an initial hook and then work on it yourself, right? Once you have some examples, you can think, okay, will this stop my audience? Will this interest the type of people that I can help, right? And if they see this hook, this title of my content, will they watch it? Will they save it or share it for later? That's the most important thing, right? You're looking now in social media for saves and shares, because let's remember, right, that there's a lot of content now on social media, which you need to cut through that noise, right, and get your content to stand out. So that's what you're looking to do. So AI is very good to help you with ideas and with suggestions, right? So again, AI can help you to rephrase things, can help you to come up with an initial idea, and then you can work on it yourself. But I always recommend that you refine the output, not just accept it, right? So the next piece that we talked about today is identity, right? You are looking for, in your content, your audience to specifically identify with your content, right? So you want them to see it, to resonate, to feel that it reflects them in some way. It needs to speak to them specifically. And that is a crucial aspect so maybe it's a relatable scenario that they face. Maybe it's describing where they are at, but in a way that feels like it calls to them, right? It resonates because it's meaningful to them. You will know your ideal clients and buyers best, but you do need to spend some time thinking about, am I currently creating topics, right, which resonate with my ideal buyer? And the reason for this is because if your buyer is seeing themselves and understanding from your content and what you're speaking about, so it could be on a reel, it could be in a live, right? But again, are you currently making content that your audience feels like they would like to watch, right? That's most important. So you want your audience to identify, because what you're looking to create in your content is a shift in belief. So again, thinking for who's this for? What do they currently believe? What are they currently struggling with? And what is the belief that you, through your content, want them to change and come away with? Okay, and this is a very sales concept as well, in that it is essentially saying, how can we reshape a belief or an objection that our buyer might have for something different, right? And that is essentially how you will create content which is going to build your audience, build your community around you. In terms of viral content, you're going to need to specifically choose topics which are trending, and topics and there could be seasonal trends. It's just been the World Cup, for example. It's just been some major sporting events. So again, maybe it's a relatable scenario that your audience will relate to based on what is currently happening, right? But you want your audience, the second point I made around this and the Viral 6 framework is identify. You want your audience to identify with your content, see themselves in it, and to want to know more. So today we've covered the verbal and visual hooks and the identity content. If you would like to know more about my viral framework and the full framework, then you can comment with the word viral and I'll send you my tip sheet for free in terms of this framework and how it works and how you can apply it to your content, right? But the most important thing is remembering, who is your content for? Why is it relevant? Why is it currently relevant? Again, remembering with everything going on, why will it stand out to those who are looking to know more about your type of offering and your type of solution? Let's remember that we want to ideally stop our buyers right in their journey when they're just building up awareness of the different options that are around there. So again, this is how we create share of mind. This is how we really ensure that our content stays really, really relevant for our audience, okay? So with that, we will wrap up this live and this short live just to say, make sure, again, today we've talked about how you can increase views, how you can ensure that the content you're trying to make and create is going to have a stronger appeal. And at first it's just building up, right? Building your hooks, building your topics, building your content creation as well. And on another reel, we'll cover more details on how you can do this. But thank you so much to those who've joined live. Thank you to those who are watching on the replay as well. If you would like the specific tip sheet that I have for how you can create your own viral content, comment with the word viral and I will send it to you. And also make sure that you check out my YouTube page, follow my YouTube channel as well, and my Instagram as well, for more lives and more live streams in terms of how you can increase your sales, increase your business, and generate more clients and sales this year. With that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on another live soon.